That is a soupy mix.
Hang with me for the next 7 minutes and I will tell you how I caught fish from this soupy, muddy mix. Not only did I face almost no visibility, but this fountain and this, whatever it is, pumping water into this pond, made it almost impossible to have good audio. After a full round with the Chapo on a gut feeling and a whim, I tied on the Yum Dinger. On my second cast, a fish swiped at it coming up to the bank. At this point, I was pretty sure I had made the right decision, and so I started thinking, did I turn that camera on? I turned and looked to make sure the camera was on, and as I walked back to double check, I started getting a hit. When I walked back to my bait, I saw it running towards the bank, and I had to set the hook quickly to catch up.
Fat little bass. Love it. Man, coming out of that clump right there. Got him. Sun's setting. Look at that beautiful fish.
On this night, I caught all my bass using the Yum Dinger in California craw color. At this point, time was very limited, and so I went to the one obvious structure in the pond, a dock. I tried to cast under the dock, but hit it and had a major backlash. Letting the bait sit again would prove critical to catching a bass. As I reeled up my slack, I felt this bass nibble on the Yum Dinger like a perch. Just as before, this bass ran towards me and to the left, and I was put in a position to catch up again.
Good one. Right in the mouth with that Yum Dinger. Chewing on it. That's a good one, man. Yeah, man. Good night, big boy. That was anticlimactic.
The next day at work, I couldn't shake the what ifs. What if I had thrown a crankbait? What if I had thrown a chatterbait? So that evening on the way home, I stopped by the same hole with a chatterbait tied on and ready to go. While I like dark colors on soft plastics in muddy water, I prefer white and chartreuse on spinnerbaits and chatterbaits. I was hoping for some heart-thumping fun, and I was not to be disappointed.
Nice fat bass. Chunky little bass. That's my bad. There you go.
Catching that bass on my third cast in that way had me fully committed to the chatterbait.
That's a fish.
While the first bass came very shallow right next to the bank, the next two bass came from a small channel created by a drainage ditch flowing into the pond.
These fish are super healthy in here. Very impressed with the health. And he could be right there. Got a chatterbait fish right there, man. We're gonna let it go.
I'm still very surprised at the variety of lures that I had caught fish on in the muddy water. And yes, I am trying the pipes again, but after that fish, who could blame me? One of my favorite techniques when fishing ponds is to cast the lure up onto the bank and gently drag it into the water for a more natural presentation. I can't tell you the number of bass I've caught using this presentation, but I can tell you it caught this one.
That's a fish. Another small one. But a fish nonetheless. Big or small, we love them all, right? Pretty night.
After 2 nights fishing this pond, I decided to try 2 mornings fishing this pond. I threw the Yum Dinger and I threw the chatterbait, but I got no takers, so I tied on a crankbait. This bass hit the crankbait, missed it, and came back for it again. Another factor on this morning were the winds blowing 30 to 40 miles an hour out of the south.
First fish of the day. But man, these fish in this mud are super dirty. Alright, first fish on a crankbait.
This is the crankbait that I caught the bass on. It's one I actually got when I subscribed to Bassmaster a few years back. Unfortunately, I lost this lure 5 casts later when I snagged someone's fishing line. If you'd recognize the make and model, please leave a comment below. If you follow this channel at all, you know the next morning I had to give the Thunder Craw a try.
There, coming through those weeds. Nice clean little fish. Alright, a little before work fishing. He's gone.
So in spite of ultra muddy water, blaring fountains, and splattering hoses, this hole produced some amazing bass. As always, thanks for watching, and here are a couple of videos we hope you enjoy.